in this semifinal match. Cross-court winner for Ben Johns. This is the first day of the Seattle Open. We have our singles format today, and championships will be held for Sunday. This is best 2 out of 3, games to 11. Side-out scoring, win by 2.
Point.
Yeah, and you saw in the Garnett preview there, his two-handed backhand is his favorite shot, and he will be showing that off today. A running, he can hit it on the move, he can hit it at the kitchen line, which is our no volley zone, the darker blue part of the court. You cannot go in there and volley. You can certainly go in there if the ball bounces, but that guy is ready. He's been doing damage, and he wants to put on a show for his hometown fans, and there it goes right there. I asked his fans who came in, I said, did you ever think your buddy would be playing pro sports? And they said, these are his high school buddies. They knew. He's got the it factor, Michelle.
He's got a master's degree. Said his mom was the one that was the most resistant for him taking the leap of faith to this pro pickleball career. And he said, I've just been waiting for the return on the investment to make sense to everybody else. And it has, as he's made his way to several finals this year.
Yeah, Mom and Dad like when you've got direct deposit coming in and the challenge of a pro career. But, man, when you're young and on the rise like his game is, he is definitely doing the right thing.
2-1.
Point one by Connor Garnett. He told us this week, Dave, that two-handed backhand that we see him make such beautiful contact on regularly is actually from his baseball career. His dad taught him as a lefty how to strike the ball properly, and he said that's been the most helpful in his development. We always talk about the tennis translation, but Connor Garnett swears by baseball.
Yeah, and you can step into that batter's box and hit a curveball or a fastball. That swing is a lot easier on a pickleball.
Rare miss for Ben Johns. So, Dave, as we're trying to capture some of our fans here that might be watching and wondering still what the heck this pickleball sport is and how to really get involved with it, where they stand on it, how would you sell them on the sport of pickleball?
There's nothing you'll ever play that is more fun. It's easy to play, it's hard to master. Courts are popping up all over this great country. It's something you can put grandma, your teenage son, and yourself out there, and you will all have a blast. There is nothing else like it that also gets this country moving. And I think that's the big thing. People are out there getting the recreation, getting the joy of this. And I don't know anyone that has quit. They are obsessed with this. And this is the best players in the world showing you what you can aspire to down the road.
Yeah, just wait until you see the 16-year-old Annalie Waters here on center court. Ben Johns, the GOAT on the male side, and Annalie Waters putting up her argument for being the GOAT on the female side.
There's a little ground out to the pitcher from the baseball start and get through that with the left hand on the backhand.
What a drop shot from Ben Johns on the two-handed backhand roll on the run. Not an easy shot to hit. Takes a 2-point lead.
Yeah, there's a good example of the unique feature of pickleball, which is that no volley zone. So unlike tennis, you cannot close the net and get an inch from it and put those volleys away. So there is a safe pasture if you can drop the ball into the no volley zone that you can get yourself back into a rally.
Ben Johns gets the serve back on his side and a chance to capitalize on a 2-point lead.
5-3.
Oh, and then he does that on the forehand shot, cross court.
Just ridiculous feat from Ben Johns there. When you have an opportunity and your partner and opponent is hitting up on the ball, you want to come forward and look at that flick cross court, just beautiful from Ben Johns right there. And now Garnett is missing his favorite shot, which is that running two-handed backhand.
From Seattle.
Side out.
Often call timeout in pickleball to slow the momentum, certainly of the top player in the game. Nice job by Garnett there. And then he hits his signature shot, the running two-handed backhand, to get the ball back.
Point.
And as you showed that graphic, pickleball creates runs. It's sort of like basketball, make it, take it, where if you get that ball, you can rattle off 2, 3, 4 points in a row, especially in singles. Garnett hoping to do so here.
ATP from a near impossible angle. How did he go around the post on this one?
Absolutely ridiculous and absolutely legal, Michelle. You don't have to hit it over the net if you've got the angle, but there's no room there. Look at that. Unbelievable from Garnett.
Just millimeters around that post. And then a clean winner down the line. Here comes the hometown hero, Connor Garnett. He's 1 point away.
So the two-handed backhand has come to life. That one was a nice roll where he just had to get it past the paddle, not hit it too hard, so close to the net.
Side out.
And players against Garnett know the damage the two-handed backhand can do. So unlike a lot of players that the backhand's the weaker side, you will want to go to the forehand with Garnett.
Easy put away for Connor Garnett. Gets the serve back on his side and a chance to tie it.
Six, seven.
It's not easy to climb the ranks like Connor Garnett has.
Side out.
And there you saw Johns return to the forehand, volley to the forehand, and got a sprayed miss there. So we'll see if he continues to do that as we advance in this match.
What a shot from Ben Johns, and why he's the best.
And those are the points he loved. We call those cat and mouse when both players are at the kitchen line trying to find angles, dink the ball, get the ball on the ground, meaning bounce it in the no volley zone, and then work to find a winner. He's the best in the business at doing that as the #1 seed.
That's how he loves to play the game. That's why, because he can hit shots like that. He knows what you're going to hit before you do sometimes as the opponent.
Yeah, it stinks that he's not only the most talented athletically, but he is the most talented strategically as well, Michelle. That pays big dividends. He's got a book on every player he plays against.
Just barely missing. Garnett needs a run here.
6-9. Side out. 9-6. Side out.
And it just barely caught on the let cord.
6-9. Point.
Another point for Garnett. Lucky bounce, he'll take it. Not a lot of margin for error
7-9.
against Ben Johns, and you'll take the breaks when they come. Oh, ATP again from Connor Garnett.
Yeah, and that's the danger of giving too much of an angle, because that one he had plenty of room to bring around the post here as Johns puts too much on that one. And that was clearly going to catch the line, and here he comes again.
Tie game here on center court.
And unlike most players, Ben Johns will rarely use a timeout, despite the fact that a comeback is on.
Garnett, he had him hitting extreme angles on Ben Johns. He had the shot that he wanted, that high backhand, and he missed it.
He just pushed it instead of hitting through it. He saw open court and a game point on his paddle and didn't finish the shot. Will he pay the price?
Point.
Oh, another miss.
An absurd, what we call a third shot drop there from Ben Johns. Inside out, just over the net, into the kitchen. So tight to the net that Garnett couldn't get it, and now Johns has the game point.
10-9.
Another look. Game point, Ben Johns. Oh, and a miss on his side. Never see that.
Yeah, that ball had some weird spin on it, and it slipped away from him, and his footwork wasn't where he thought it needed to be. So,
9-10.
again, Garnett gets a hold.
And a clean winner down the line. That's what you need to make it 10-all.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, my
10-10.
forehand's pretty good too. Desperate times of Ben Johns' rare timeout sighting here.
Himself in this situation, staring down a game point against the 5 seed Connor Garnett, looking to close out game 1 here.
Side out.
Just missed it deep.
Ben
10-11.
Johns recovers the serve.
Side out.
Connor Garnett, another game point on his side, the hometown hopeful. A lot of fans in Seattle
11-10.
supporting Connor Garnett. Oh my goodness. Ben Johns, how did he just barely hang on to save that game point?
Yeah, and he had to have the exact right amount of grip pressure to be able to keep a ball
10-11.
hit that hard, that close to him in the court, and was able to do it with the paddle face open.
Wow, Connor Garnett on a cross-court winner.
Just an electric athlete to be able to hit winners off both sides on the dead sprint and find a short angle. Can he
11-10.
close it?
Trading side outs both sides. Another game point for Garnett. Oh, and he went cross court on the two-handed backhand volley.
0-0.
This is the first semifinal matchup here on center court. All the championship matches will be saved for
1-0.
Sunday. Ben Johns down a game. That is a rare sighting.
Point.
Yeah, and what's happened this year on tour, Michelle, is all these guys with a tennis background, and Garnett was a hitting partner for Djokovic, for Simona Halep. I mean, he has the tennis pedigree, and they are really pushing the best player in singles.
Just
Side
wide
out.
for Ben Johns. These two players have met twice before this. Connor Garnett has never
0-2.
gotten a game on Ben Johns. Came close in 2022.
Side out.
So even that is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and you just see the momentum of players, Michelle, as they start to make their way. They make their way to a final. They have an
2-0.
opportunity. Garnett was looking forward to this. There was no fear about walking out against the #1 seed when we talked to him earlier.
Side out.
And belief is part of it, and Garnett has that oozing through his body now, the confidence. And look at this
0-2.
little cut touch there. Players are using that front half of the court really well now in singles, because you just can't cover both deep and that short angle.
2-0.
Oh,
Replay.
lucky bounce for Connor Garnett.
So there is a do-over we have going on here as the ball bounced and then hit that black part of the bar before it hit the ground again right there. So that is a let, and we will replay the rally. And that is just pure filth from Ben Johns with the one-handed backhand roll. That's his signature shot, the backhand side, but his, unlike Garnett, is with one hand, and that's just too good for Garnett with his foot speed, not even be able to track it down.
Athleticism on full display there, as you mentioned.
Same guy.
Same guy. Ben Johns, more titles on the PPA Tour than any other pro. What a shot from Garnett. Did it catch?
I think it did. And if you're new to pickleball, the players call their own lines, but there is a replay and challenge system. If you have a timeout and you get 2 per game, you can ask for that. But John saw it just clip the sideline.
Big point.
And Garnett likes to play fast, so he will grab that ball from one of his adoring fans and get right back to the line to play.
Side out.
Connor Garnett told me before this that this is where he played his high school tennis districts, where he won the Washington State Open doubles title.
Side out.
How fun would this be if he could take down the best player in the world in front of his hometown? That's a beautiful finish from Ben Johns on the Ernie. He anticipated it the entire way through.
Yeah, he did, and you are allowed to jump over the kitchen line, so you see that Johns is keeping his feet out of there, but you can't jump over diagonally. You take off, and your landing have to land outside of the kitchen.
Wow, what a shot from Ben Johns. So deceptive and cross court.
Yeah, it's rude. It's like Geppetto sometimes. He's got you on a string, and this time it's cross court. And again, Garnett, once you take one wrong step, you are toast. And again, these are the types of points that Ben Johns wants to play at the kitchen line, and then all of his filth and deception.
Time in.
In a little bit of trouble, down a game to Connor Garnett, the hometown hero. Up by 3, though, in game 2, looking back to Ben Johns' form. Oh, Garnett almost came up with it. One angle from Ben Johns. He's just a step ahead.
Yeah, and the risk from Garnett of hitting a drop shot there is you're bringing Ben in, and then this is the type of point he prefers, and then you're running into the video boards, chasing down an angle you wish you hadn't created.
Oh, another
that looked like a replay.
Yeah. And Ben Johns on top by 5.
7-2.
King of the cat and mouse game. You don't want to get in that territory with him.
Side out.
Garnett leaves it.
Yeah, very important skill in pickleball is just letting the ball go. A lot of people play out balls. I know I do, and can get the ball back and give you a chance for a big run like that one.
It's not a true recipe on how to beat a player like Ben Johns.
Side out.
So if the serve hits the tape and falls into the kitchen, it's a fault. If it falls into the box, it is a let, and we replay it, but that one did not clear the kitchen, so serve goes to Johns.
Oh, off of a funky miss hit, Connor Garnett recovers beautifully.
Yeah, ridiculous hands there to be able to get that ball that kissed off the tape and to punch it into the deep corner. Well done by Garnett.
Side out.
So if your ground strokes are up high in the hitting zone, that's the no-fly zone, and that ball's going to get punished every time. Got to get that ball down so the ball from your opponent is hit up, and then you can do some damage yourself.
Side out.
Just wide for Ben Johns. Garnett. It's the serve back. Down 4.
3-7.
Oh, and he goes cross court. Ben Johns committed to the line. What a shot from Connor Garnett.
And that's what you can do when you hit a two-handed backhand, is you can use disguise, because you are hitting basically a left-handed forehand,
4-7.
just letting the right hand ride through it. Great shot from Garnett.
Side out.
So against a player like Ben Johns, you have to take risks.
You have to, yeah.
So Connor Garnett
7-4.
trying to find that balance.
Point.
Yeah, and the other thing, Michelle, you have to do like Garnett did in game 1 is set up your strengths. And Garnett at first didn't have the two-way going, but then the two-handed backhand came to life and was the difference. Got to get back to that here in game 2.
Barely even looked like it went over. It did.
I mean, that's as good a drop volley as you can hit, because again, the risk of it being just okay means you're probably going to lose the point in a cat and mouse game with Ben.
Side out.
Yeah, that's the new preferred volley in singles, that tough, high cross-court cut that gets your opponent moving diagonally, and then you've got so much court to work with.
8-4. Point.
The other big thing in singles is obviously the pace at which you hit your serve to set up a pass if your opponent comes in,
9-4.
because of the 2 bounce rule. The serve and the return have to hit the ground. And for novices to pickleball, if you're just joining us, you see, oh, wait, he went in the kitchen, but the ball bounced in the kitchen. You are most certainly allowed to go in there. And then good patience from Garnett of just waiting and then finding an angle.
Oh, wow, what a shot down the line. His ability to carve out the passing shots,
5-9.
so impressive.
I assure you there aren't strings on that paddle, but my goodness, to be able to carve that and curve it, put the curl on there with the swing path was beautiful from Garnett.
Garnett got his master's degree in finance and investments over in England.
Side out.
Well, investing in this young man's pickleball career is a wise choice, because he is only going to get better as he gets more reps against the best players like this, playing on a big stage that he has earned.
What a shot from Ben Johns. Beautiful angle on the backhand.
Yeah, and smart from Johns, returning to the forehand. He knows how lethal the backhand is, and then gets that whole court open, but doesn't hit the deep volley because Garnett would be there.
Wow, that is an angle again from Connor Garnett with the forehand roll. A near impossible shot. It is rare to see Ben Johns on the run, unable to get to a ball. And then he makes it look easy.
And Garnett's like, oh, okay, that was pretty good.
Ben Johns, by the way, No slouch when it comes to academics. University of Maryland materials science and engineering major. He developed his own paddle, as you see in his hand, the Yola Perseus. Also methodical in his approach. That's the flying two-handed backhand that we all know and love from Garnett.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful shot that's not encouraged by many, because you don't usually want to be just jumping and swinging violently like that, but he has absolutely perfected that shot.
He gets so much torque on it.
And then there again, so much left hand in the little roll there that he can find that kitchen just shallow over the net, and Johns cannot find the court after that.
Side out.
Too far there. Ben Johns 2 points away from forcing a third deciding game here from Seattle. What a gift from Ben Johns. Connor Garnett closes.
Yeah, Ben got his steps in for the day on that one, and just real smart, patient attack, and you can do that in pickleball. Don't go for too much. You're in complete control of the rally. Well done from Garnett.
Oh, what a find from Connor Garnett. He just barely grabs the corner.
Again, just enough topspin as he rolls through that shot right on the line.
Ben Johns, a calm customer on his side, no problem.
Yeah, and there you see the difference of whether that ball bounces or whether it travels far enough for Johns to get it out of the air, flicks it into the open court. He's had trouble getting to 10. Let's see if he can here.
Oh, he was ready, anticipated the angle, just caught the net. So Connor Garnett still alive and 2 points down.
7-9.
And a passing shot on the forehand makes it a 1 point game.
And there you see the problem with a short return in singles. So many options for Garnett, just rolls it into the open court. The benefit of a good serve. Let's see if he has it in him to hit another big deep serve here.
Easy put away for Ben Johns. Serve returns to his side. Can he get to 10?
Yeah, and he's going to call placement and third shot choice.
Side out.
And he hits it into the kitchen. That is shocking.
Yes, and that's the lowest part of the net too. 34 in the middle and 36 on the outside.
Side out.
But gets it right back. Boy, that was a big opportunity for Garnett.
Yeah, I bailed him out. Ben Johns with another chance to hit 10 here. He's been awfully quiet so far. This stuck at this number 9. Point of the match so far. What a rally for Connor Garnett. Earns the serve back and a chance to tie it.
Again, giving himself plenty of margin on the volleys, keeping Ben Johns on the run.
8-9.
And it's back. Connor Garnett ties it up. He is 2 points away from taking the match.
9-9.
Clean winner down the line. Could this be it for the local Connor Garnett to take down the best pickleball player in the world? We'll find out. Match point.
10-9.
Not yet. Ben Johns closes the door on that thought for now. Gets the serve back on his side.
Wow. a backhand too. He did not go cross court as the sign said, went down the line.
What a shot and what a response from the number 1, Ben Johns. Ties it back up at 10.
Yeah, he made that volley look easy, and it was not, because that was smoked from Garnett.
Passing shot winner cross court, and just like that, the momentum swings back to Ben Johns. Saves a match point, wins the next 2. And here we are. Connor Garnett gets it right back, saves a game point of his own, looking for some momentum.
Dial in right now, buddy. Come on, use the legs.
10-11.
Another miss for Ben Johns. Tie game.
11-11. Side out.
Gets the serve back on his side.
Keep grinding. Let's get big on it right now, buddy.
11-11.
Gutsy return from Garnett, keeps it deep. Side out.
11-11. Point.
That's a tough bounce for Ben Johns, and a crucial point.
Timeout receiver.
Garnett with a chance to end it here.
12-11.
He goes for the corner, gutsy attempt, just barely misses.
Absolutely perfect point, and instead of hitting through it, he tried to guide it and pushed it deep. A little nervy right there. Oh my, he will be regretting that if he doesn't close it out. Wow, another missed serve at crunch time.
Put it all together right now.
That is so rare for the number 1, Ben Johns. Match point, number 3 for Garnett. Oh, just barely misses again. Inches, maybe millimeters.
Wow, the hometown boy is not
11-12.
finding the sideline twice in a row by just fractions.
Point.
Garnett lets Johns off the hook. Tie game.
12-12.
What a shot for Garnett. Every time you think he's going to crumble to Ben Johns, he comes right back.
Yeah, great fortitude. Sometimes it's easier to play a loose point when it isn't match point. So let's see what he does at 12-all here.
Not going to be enough there. Ben Johns still alive. Serve back on his side.
12-12. Point.
Ben Johns back on top and a chance to push game 3.
Yeah, really went after that serve, and we saw him miss a couple, but it paid dividends there. Let's see if he can do it again right here.
Missed it.
Point.
Wow.
Game.
Ben Johns closes in.
Be sharp to start out game number 3.
Well, one thing's been true. The net's been good to Connor Garnett. Ben Johns had no problem polishing that one off.
0-0.
Just
Point.
catching the sideline was Ben Johns, returning to true form. And boy, was he tested. You
1-0.
never see Ben Johns miss a serve, which he did in the second game.
Especially at those moments in the game, and yet he still survived.
Finesse touch from Connor Garnett. That backhand is dynamic. He's got power, he's got finesse, he's got that two-handed baseball connecting looking shot that he talked about.
Point.
Wow, and a bizarre bounce there as you want to have your momentum going forward, and Ben barely made contact there, so the screwball there got
1-1.
Garnett on the board here in game 3.
An easy put away there for Ben Johns. As we check in now with the third member of our crew, Hannah Johns, standing by with another pro pickleball player on the sideline of Connor Garnett, Rafa Hewitt. Hannah.
That's right, Rafa Hewitt, a pro in his own right, sitting here on Connor's bench with me. What were you telling Connor over the last game?
Just let him know to make sure he finds his feet, go back to the 60% on
2-1.
the ground strokes, rolling those balls with that paddle. It's got a lot of spin, so sometimes hitting it too hard, the ball can kind of pull off from it. So we're trying to get him back on track. Hopefully we can get this next game.
Well, when you talk about using the legs more, is that you're trying to make it more physical, make this match longer? Are we worried about fatigue on the side of either of these players?
Well, both. I mean, they both have had a rough day already, but later on in this day goes, everyone starts to stand up on their ground strokes and forgetting to bend their knees. So just making sure that he's getting down low, just like what he just did right there.
Well, you know what it's like to lose a really tight game, one that you thought you were probably going to win, and it would have won Connor the match had he finished off game 2. How tough is it to mentally reset after that?
Yeah, it's tough, but Connor's he's got that warrior spirit in him, so I think he's going to be able to pull this out.
All right, I'm going to let you continue coaching here on the sidelines. Michelle, over to you.
Thanks so much, Hannah. Rafa Hewitt, the Moores Mill Club director in Auburn, Alabama, also a pro in his own right, and pickleball teammates with Connor Garnett in the upcoming Major League Pickleball.
Side out.
Saw a couple of crafty plays during that interview from Connor Garnett on the fly, both sides really.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, Michelle, how with Major League Pickleball and just in general, as the sport grows and evolves, players having coaches, either other players in their box helping. Sometimes in the moment you don't see things, or you need to be reminded of some foundational elements. So that's a big add for Connor, just to have Rafa over there to help him get through this match.
Side out.
Nice roll finish there. Players representing the Bay Area Breakers, and Connor Garnett looking to make some waves here on the PPA Tour.
Side out.
Already has, taking game number 1, quite frankly, but can he close it out? That's the key. You can get a game on Ben Johns, you can make him scramble maybe, but can you finish?
He had 3 such chances, so we'll see if he gets another one here in game 3.
Point.
And then Ben Johns finds another level.
Yeah, because the depth from where that shot came from, to be able to find an angle that beats Connor Garnett's lateral movement is hard to do. Great job by Johns there.
And he hooks him on the backhand again. That is a whip and a weapon.
Yeah, Ben Johns had a put-away backhand that he tried to cut and just mishit it and kept Garnett back in the point, and Garnett took advantage.
And then he finds the forehand just as quick, other corner.
And there's where those legs are so important, to be able to take the ball out of the air, not let the ball bounce and let your partner off, or your opponent off the hook.
Garnett put all his money on that cross-court shot. Ben Johns all over it.
Yeah, not today. And you see the pace has certainly slowed here, Michelle. A lot of time invested in this one
4-3.
already.
And what a finish. Beautiful backhand shot. He's got that dial, though, with the big backswing of Garnett. On that backhand, how is he still so deceptive with where he's placing?
It's because you can let the ball travel and use your left hand to either drag the ball cross court or guide it down the line and not have to hit the ball right in front of you. And it is a huge advantage.
Call is out. Point.
Dave,
After video review, the call is ruled in. Call is returned. Results of the play, 4-4. You've lost
call
one
is
timeout, one
overturned
challenge.
and ruled in.
Okay, so
One timeout,
what does
two
that
timeout.
mean? That means that Ben gets the ball back. A point is subtracted from Mr. Garnett, and Ben also gets to keep both his timeouts. So that's could be huge later on if another challenge is needed or if he needs a timeout.
Point.
And what a response there for Ben Johns. A huge shift of momentum on that call.
Huge.
That
And,
was monumental.
5-4.
And a nice volley from Ben. Sometimes when you're that close, you want to go right at the body of the player, especially if you feel you have the faster hands, which Ben definitely does.
That one wide
Side
for
out.
sure. For Garnett, gets the serve back. Trailing by 1 to the 1 seed. Can he
4-5.
find the magic from game 1?
Side out.
And that's the one he's got to have here.
5-4. Side out.
Another whip of a cross-court backhand. Garnett gets the serve right back.
Yeah, just roped into the gap between center and right there, the baseball player.
4-5.
Oh, that's just not nice from Ben Johns. Cat and mouse all over the court.
Yeah, just tantalize. I'm going to hit this just fast enough where I think you can get there, and you're going to have to expend all this
5-4.
energy, and I'm going to pop it into the open court. Good hustle, Connor.
Oh, beautiful angle.
Side out.
And that's what it takes to get to a player like Ben Johns. So if you didn't understand our reaction after game 1, after Connor Garnett took it, now you do. You're starting to see what Ben Johns can do to his opponents.
4-5.
Connor Garnett staying right in this, though.
Point.
Tie game.
Yeah, a couple missed returns on that side of the court with either not reading the bounce, coming through the shadows perhaps a little bit there, but rare to see just not clean contact.
Side out.
Gets Garnett on the ropes once more, and the serve returning to Ben Johns. This is as tight of a semifinal in men's singles as we've seen.
5-5.
Yeah, tremendous match here, and maybe it'll take more than 11 a third time.
Point.
Ben
Time
Johns
out.
the first
Switch
to
in.
6.
5.
Ben Johns on top by 1 here in this third deciding game. His first semifinal match.
Point.
Make that a 2-point gap.
Yeah, and Garnett guessed right when he was in jail there with the ball in the midcourt, but couldn't get the next volley down. And Ben has been dropping the ball to the backhand side and coming in behind it. And it's gotten him a 2-point lead.
Point.
Does so again.
Casual. Just so casual.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park here, Michelle. Just strolling through.
8-5. Side out.
Rare miss for Ben Johns. It was seemingly getting out of reach for Garnett. This is a crucial serve for him to accumulate some ground.
5-8. Side out.
On the run and miss hit. Ben Johns right back on his serve.
Yeah, very smart return in the middle of the court. Take all those angles, cross court. Connor cannot hit a cross court ball from the middle of the court, so perfect ball from Ben Johns there.
Point.
Ben Johns 2 points away, and now this seems to be out of reach for Connor Garnett. That's a nice shot and a way to test Ben Johns. You need to have more shots like that, take more risks.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, he got stuck at 9 in game 1, and Garnett came all the way back, so he hopes that that will happen again.
Oh, some defense from Connor Garnett sparked some life on his side.
Yeah, threw the ball up into the sun, so it's tough for Johns to hit a full overhead there, and
6-9.
Garnett gets one. Can he get a couple more?
Side out.
Winner of this match is through to Championship Sunday.
9-6.
This is the final match each player will play today.
Point.
Match point to Ben Johns.
10-6. Side out.
Gutsy return
Wow.
from Connor Garnett.
And I don't think he meant to do that again in that area of the court. It took an
6-10.
interesting bounce, and he had to swing at a weird swing path, and it worked out for him.
Side out.
He's going to have to find it again, though.
Match point number 2 for Ben Johns.
10-6. Side out.
A sneaky little angle gets the serve back on Garnett's side, saving 2 match points so far.
6-10.
Can he get a run here? That ball is wide. 1 point down, 3 to go.
7-10. Point.
Okay, this is looking to be
Timeout
more like a...
receiver. 8-10. Side out.
Oh, wants that one back. Match point number 3 for Ben Johns.
10-8.
Oh my goodness, what an angle to finish it on.
Are you kidding me, Michelle, to win a match of this quality with that?